Well, I said I would start doing some videos about the tools that I've used in my van and that I continue to use because, as you've seen my van, it's always a project in development. I don't have everything locked behind cabinets, admittedly, like it should be. It should be a finished, etc. But I don't know what mutation or evolution of my van will be. So I just don't hide things behind different panels. I just don't do it. So I have pretty openly viewable lines, power lines, 12-volt lines, the lines from my various solar groups of solar panels, from the 50-watt and the 100-watt solar panels. The 100-watt solar panels now, one, two, three, actually five, huh? And the four that are currently connected, five overall. And I don't actually, and the lines from my, my 1000 watt. Why did I say 1000 watt? I don't know why I keep saying this. I keep thinking I want 1000 watts on top of my van. I'm not going to do that. My 100-watt panels, my by five, those are also those are a little bit more integrated, of course, with the solar controller, etc. So that's not so awful. But I'm always screwing around with wires, clipping them, altering them, and I find these type of cutters very valuable. This one is a good cutter, a sort of a flush cutter. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's channel lock, so it's a pretty good quality. That's a high grade tool, not a Snap-on high grade, but it is a very good grade tool, and I use that. And it's got beveled edges, and you can cut pretty much anything, that has any girth at all with this, and I like that. Now this is one I've also used when I'm doing small wires, or I got negative and positives, for instance, for my fans and things. I use these on occasion. They're more like pliers, a combination pliers and cutters, and that will allow me to manipulate those smaller wires. This one I just bought, and this is going to be the final one I buy. And let me get this out. This is a Tecton, which is another, pretty high level tool company. It's not, like I say, it's not Snap-on or in that quality, but I got this just because I do like to cut some pretty thick cable on occasion. And the thing is, the longer the handles are, the better your leverage are. So I also got this one. But if you're going to be, just say a do-it-yourself guy, and you're going to keep your setup not quite finished or primitive, or if you're going to be altering it occasionally, if you're doing this, for somebody else or multiple people, I really do like these type of snipping, cutting, and I call these almost flush cut type of tools, and they allow me, like I said, to do pretty good diameter wire cuts, above the 16, 14, etc. The wires that I run from, that I may be running from my batteries, or the wires I might be running from on the setup I'm going to be coming soon, where I run off my alternator to increase my power. That's a plan I've got to do, but I've got to get a more powerful alternator. This is an old generation alternator I've got on here, and I'm too afraid if I force it to work too much, considering its age or potential age, it's going to die. So I do have a new alternator, I haven't loaded it on there yet, but that's in my near future plans, and you'll be seeing that when I do it. In any case, this is basically what I want to show you, just some of the tools I've used. These are the ones I love for cutting wires, and I'm always doing alterations in my electrical system to one degree or another. Fortunately, 12 volts is usually not going to kill me, so I'm probably less cautious than I should be. I'm not afraid of a nasty shock from cutting the kinds of wires that are in my van. All right, I want to give you a quick look at this, and I just want to thank you. Just if you get good cutters, I think this Tecton is going to be nice. I haven't used it yet. That's a future use. But these I've used on a pretty consistent basis with narrow gauge wires and medium to somewhat thick gauge wires. I want something where I can cut a relatively thick gauge with this, and I think I can get better cuts with this than this, only because of the potential for leverage by having the longer handles. All right, just want to give you a quick look at some of my cutting tools. I'll be showing some more tools as time goes by, and some power tools. I've got a lot of power tools, and it's probably what's taking up a lot of the space in my van. I also have some in storage, and I'm going to have to get rid of some of this. So I just show what I've got while I've got it, and then I'll also tell you what I've decided to move on, because some of this stuff is best for initial construction, and some is best for the evolution, and some just transcends all boundaries, because you know, if you've seen my van, it's constantly in a state of flux, and it's going to be in a state of flux and probably until I get a new van or I keel over. I'll talk to you later. You have a wonderful day.